collaboration, and innovation from all of you. And we are truly in awe of the brilliant solutions you've developed over these 2 intensive days. Whether you're lacking the challenge, whether you're tackling the challenge on Earth or imagining solutions for space, you've all shown exactly what the spirit of innovation looks like. We started on the 4th of October with enthusiastic teams of coders, scientists, designers, and technologists from all walks of life. Today, on the 5th of October, we come together to celebrate the outstanding work that was achieved, as well as the passion, dedication, and work that all of you have demonstrated throughout the hackathon. Your hard work and perseverance have paid off, and whether you win or not each of you has made a significant contribution to the solutions of tomorrow. Of course, this event wouldn't have been possible without the support of our wonderful partners. So let's take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our main partner, the University of Dubai, for hosting us and providing this vibrant space for innovation. Our strategic partner as well, the Global Innovation and Entrepreneurship Company, GIE, and our technical partner, Heya, for offering essential technical support to make this hackathon a seamless experience. Thank you to each of our partners for their continued commitment to fostering innovation and collaboration. Now, it is in my great honor to invite Engineer Tariq Salah, the CEO of the Global Innovation and Entrepreneurship Company, to the stage. Engineer Tariq, please join us.
This year marks the 5th edition of the NASA Space Apps program in Dubai. I would like first to thank Dr. Aita Mastaki, who is with us today, the president of Dubai University, for hosting this event at the university and being our hosting partner for the 3rd year in a row, wishing to have this collaboration in the more editions to come in the next years. I also would like to give special thanks to our to the program technical partner, Tayyar, who were giving actually great support and mentorship to the teams. I've seen yesterday the mentorship going on, and I'm sure that you are helping them to effectively solve the challenges posted by NASA. Also, special thanks to our esteemed panel of judges who are with us today, Dr. Alvi, Dr. Did I say it right? Okay. Engineer Hamad and Engineer Samia. I hope you will see today the result of all the hard work done by all the teams. This program actually is very critical to meet the ambitions of UAE in its NASA Space Strategy program. It aims to create a community of innovators who will be making a huge contribution in this high-tech industry, the space tech industry. Looking forward to see how you perform today and also at the end of the hackathon. This closing of your technical work and start of the judging phase, I wish you all the best of luck. And I wish to recognize the qualifying teams, hopefully to represent the region and UAE, the international event. So, we as the Global Innovation and Company are committed to support your technical and innovation capacity. It's a journey. It's part of our core mission, actually, to empower innovators and enable ecosystems.
Thank you, Engineer Tariq Salah, for your vision and leadership. GIE has been instrumental in supporting initiatives like NASA Space Apps and driving forward innovation in our community. After our closing remarks, our team will pitch their innovative ideas to a panel of distinguished judges, which include engineer Hamilton Mansur, system administrator, etc., Dr. Azmi Samsaka, assistant professor at the University of Dubai, and engineer Samia Mahid, computing creative design, innovative design, and technology instructor. The judges would have the challenging task of evaluating submissions based on creativity, impact, and technical execution. We want to thank our judges for their commitment and expertise in selecting the best solution. To close this unforgettable event, I'd like to thank each and every one of you once again, participants, mentors, partners, and volunteers. You've made this hackathon a huge success, and we can't wait to see the impact of your project on the future of space research. We hope you had a memorable experience at NASA Space Apps Hackathon, and we look forward to welcoming you again next year for more groundbreaking solutions. Thank you all, and have a great evening. Now, let's start with the presenting team. Each team would have 3 minutes for pitching and 2 minutes for judging questions. The first team will be Solar Syndicate.
Hello, judges. This is my project. My team is Solar Syndicate, and our challenge was to figure out how to compile data on the surface of different planets and moons in the solar system and get the seismic data back in a smaller chunk. Our main problem is NASA gets 4 GB of data per hour on seismic seismographs, like on Mars and on the moon. They got about 6 GB of data per hour for Apollo. This huge amount of data transfer requires a lot of power, a lot of energy on the rover, and it requires a good antenna. The problem with this is that most of this data is completely useless and just background noise, and we don't need it. So our proposed solution is an AI machine learning model that can determine what data that is required and what data is not required, and can send only what is required. The program will run on externally will run on outside hardware and can run anywhere, since it uses very basic coding and does not require complex and heavy equipment to run properly. Therefore, it can be easily implemented on even current hardware and will increase the life of most of the probes. Our target audience is mainly space agencies, researchers, and everyone else. Since space agencies, it will increase the lifetime of the rover, which will give them more time to get the data and different and more variable data. It will help researchers by narrowing what they have to search through to get important and required data out of the huge chunk of data that the rover gathers. It helps everybody because it extends the lifetime of missions, which allows NASA to keep the rover active for longer, since it uses less power and less time on the rover to send the data back. This has a huge prolonged impact due to its easy implementation and huge impact because it uses simple Python. We would like to give you a quick demonstration. So this is our code. If you can see it, yeah, you can see it. So it is not very long as you can see, but this is the data that they gave us. Still going. So our data, this program will uh, run and cause everything to combine and become a graph like this. As you can see, this graph has bunch of random spikes that don't make any sense. But between these two red points and the blue line, that is where all the important seismic data is at. And another thing that this program can do. Any questions?
What does how how you do this code that you will be able to customize or use the exact number, exact data that NASA will need it from people that the space agency will need.
All the space agencies use the same format of data, so it can be implemented very easily because as you can see, let me just show you quickly. This is the data that they provided us, and this is the data that was used by all of the space agencies. It's in the same format, and therefore the same program can run on all of the data because it's the same data or same format of data that is being collected.
Thank you for your presentation. You mentioned that you saw all the data. So around there.
Yes.
So you mentioned the we have model plan. And second one is your plan to where you do the training of the data.
Okay, so this model is like purely software and it's automatic. So the model is actually created by me and it's not one of the ones that is available online. And I'll show you the model. So it's actually very simple and small and doesn't require any training because it auto sorts and will send what is required. So no extra training on researcher side is required.
How you can control the size of the
So at the moment, it's very easy to implement, but but at the moment there's no such data. So any data that the model thinks is important gets sent to NASA. If NASA thinks that it's not important, they can ignore it completely if they like. That's no problem. The Google search. I didn't get to show my code, but everything else I showed. That's fine. Something to leave them with, but no, colors. It's okay. No colors. No, I can do whatever I want. Wait.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev, for your presentation. Now, we would like to call the second team, Stacey. Just a reminder, you have 3 minutes to present, and the judges will have 2 minutes to ask questions. So if the questions could be shortened, that would be preferable. Please bring your laptops as well. Stacey.
Oh, I thought my laptop was with me. I think you
That's right. See?
I've come on the moment when you said this.
Introducing
Oh, there's-
Sleepy,
yeah.
the first and the best ever AI to be formed in the space tool. Now, why did I create Sleepy? Let's look at our challenge first. Chronicle of exoplanet exploration. And what's the problem behind this is that, oh, it still didn't go? Okay. The problem behind this is how can we develop an innovative solution where students can learn about the astronomical concepts, but not in a complex way, in a simple way. And that's the mission that we are going to create. And what's the solution for this problem is to create an interactive web design app which uses AI and 3D visualization for the children and students to understand in more simple terms instead of reading a whole complex document on which they don't understand, and to create a game-like feature, right? So the target audience is mainly for educational purposes, which are going for primary school and the middle school, right? And then we have the feasibility. The technological tools that I've been using are the NASA tool, which they're given as a resource. We have an AI, which is the Gemini, and the final is the engagement features, which is 3D visualization and the statistics on how they work, such as the game-like feature. And then the most and final part is the global impact. The global impact is to give an influence to the students on how they interpret on the technological tools that they receive. Call to action. Let me make this simple. We set out a clear milestone, right? That is the MVP, which is the minimum viable product. We iterate and fine tune it so that the students can understand in much more simple terms and expand and innovate by creating a broader reach for the students to engage and accessibilities to the apps that we create. Now for the demo, the best part. This is a simple Python programming that only uses one file, Python and CSS, with the generative AI Gemini, with the help of the AI influence of the NASA's resources that we receive. And where is it? Yeah, here. This is my website, Sleepy, a very easy to use website. Now we can search around the star field and find for a star. For example, WASP121b. If we type in here, WASP121b, hit on over here, enter, it's running. It will give you the statistics of Mars 121b. And over here, we have the 3D visualization of the planet. It is very interactive and easy to understand. See, mass, radius, density, surface temperature, and color. And now this is only for primary base. Sorry? Yeah. Yes.
For your presentation. I'm actually working with the main concern is not to get more information, but is how to, let's say, use this information to create valuable projects, let's say, that will help us, that will help us.
Then more about that.
Why giving these types of information on the planet, stars, let's say, these statistics, what are you doing differently
The influence. That's the most important thing that I'm sharing right now. So if you ask a student what they want to be, they say, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be something or something. And what do I want them to be is not, I don't want them to force to be some like NASA scientist or anything, but they feel that they're going to, like engineering. What type of engineering they're going to? AI, I want to be an AI developer. Of what type of AI developer? Many students don't know what they want to be in that particular section. So to give them an idea on how easy it is to be with their own skills they have, like AI or engineering, they can use data science of AI in engineering or data science of AI in AI. So it gives an influence on which section.
Teaching AI and teaching machine learning.
Yes, that's also included.
Create a website so that primary students get information about it.
It's both general. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. And I was wondering how many relatives are available for this teacher. I was wondering what was real, very innovative and
Creative. So this is a simplified version. If you check NASA's website, they already have this, but they don't give you a specific information. They give you a long documents, very hard to understand. You need to read through each and every single words. But in this thing, they give you in points. The AI that I used was Gemini, as I mentioned before. It interprets all the document into simple points where students can understand. That's why the target audience is primary level and high school level, like middle school. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Something that happens at version of the week. Next on, we have.
This application uses there is many applications, but for example, as in business, sorry, no, business things. But their presentation model. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. We are from Al Hamham School. I am Wi'am Muhammad with Mina Hakim and Sheikha and Wajdan and Aisha. We are going to focus on our planet being specifically affected by climate change and the problem of wildfires. Reducing it is essential for us to live a better life in this era. Wildfires has affected us in many ways, most important of which is our health and safety, as well as food. To solve this problem, we propose to use drone planes that monitor forest health correctly and well managed with high safety. We create this without we create this with our awareness and make it easier
learn. We use it to replace user type to create the web app, and you use it to reprogram language. The first one, HTML, view quietly with. The second one, JavaScript, was used to make the web app interactive. And the last one, CSS, you use it for the archive with guitars. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And usually, exactly your applications are like something what you show on your file mutations or in the forest, or what is the core objective of your website? Or you mentioned you created a website with the HTML, CSS. What's the summary of your for it?
It's show people it's how they how they uh, how they solve our world by they get knowledge about this problem.
Okay, so main for into more into awareness. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.
Next on, we'd like to have Gio Paulson.
This is my file for that and the small ones.
حد هيمسكه؟ اوكي امسك اي حدا هذا مشكلة.
As the UAE continues to position itself as a global leader in innovation and sustainability, its cities are rapidly growing and expanding, and new infrastructure and projects are being built, which causes major challenges as shown in the statistics. At the University of Dubai Geographers team, we came up with GeoPulse, which targets the Community Mapping NASA Challenge. GeoPulse is a multi-layered smart community mapping tool. It uses NASA satellite and ground data to forecast and generate insights, featuring 6 layers with their input data as shown in the slide. And we will be showing them precisely in the demo.
Now, regarding the target audience, GeoPlus targeting urban planners, government policymakers, renewable energy investors, and fields. GeoPlus is impacting the community on links, environment, and health metrics, promotes greener cities within the UAE, and driving decisions. Also, GeoPulse is contributing to 3 different sustainable development goals and to the UAE's green agenda. And regarding the resources, most of them are from.
Now I'll be demonstrating for you the demo. So as you can see here, this is a demo of GeoPulse. As my colleagues mentioned, it's a multi-layer smart community mapping tool that combines different set of layers all together in one place. So as a user of GeoPulse, you will have the opportunity to start it, and you will get a view of the UAE map specifically with different set of layers that you can view. You can view one layer at once or even multiple layers together. So as you can see here, this is, for example, the renewable energy grid. It shows the different power plants, whether it's wind turbines or solar farms, sorry, in different locations across the country. And you can also view different layers such as the air quality. As you can see here, hovering the mouse across different slots will give you the opportunity to view more details about each slot. For example, it also features a forecasting or prediction feature. As you can see here, it will predict the data or the air quality data over time, not only the present time, but also the future. As I told you, you can view more than one layer together at the same time to show more correlations between one parameter and another. It can also provide you the opportunity to view the solar irradiation, for example, the temperature slots across the country, as well as the urban expansion matrices. And we also worked on the actual map using HTML codes.
Thank you for the
Thank you for your suggestion. We are working on integrating AI models, as we mentioned, for prediction.
My question is basically creating something that's competitor to real-time applications, in practical applications, just like Google Earth, Google Maps, and even now they have certain. What makes your model unique? Is it and where are you going to get your real-time information? You're going to get them from local servers, or you have the local database, or because this is a huge work when it comes to. So why did we decide to do something like that? Why we can't have something like that built in other parts?
Thank you for your question. So first of all, as you mentioned, there are a variety of different systems that provide the same information. But actually, once we started researching more and exploring more, most of the available software or tools, they're only providing specific details about the layer or one parameter. If it's more than one parameter, then they're like extremely related to each other, like different parameters related to air quality. But none of the softwares are providing different details about different or wide set of parameters, like renewable energy sources, the air quality. So we're aiming to do like a map that visualizes everything together so that the decision makers, government entities can take the best decisions when it comes to integrating more smart city infrastructure or green power plants across the country to allocate the best location possible to get the best energy harvesting from these locations, for example.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geopulse, for your presentation. Next on, we have Falcons 4.
Hello everyone. We are Falcons 4. We are going to present about gender and climate. In the UAE, climate change impacts women uniquely as they manage essential household resources. Their insights are crucial for tackling these challenges, including women in climate policy, not only empowers them but also strengthens communities, leading to more effective, sustainable solutions for the region. Climate challenges in the UAE, rising temperatures. In the UAE experiences extreme heat affecting water availability and agriculture. Water security over-reliance on desalination and dwindling groundwater supplies threaten food security. Extreme weather events increased frequency of sandstorms and flash floods due to climate change. Gender inequality and climate response. Disproportionate impact on women. Women in the UAE, especially those in rural areas, bear the brunt of climate impacts due to their roles in water management and agriculture. Limited participation in decision making. Women are underrepresented in climate policy discussions, leading to a lack of consideration for their specific needs and perspectives. Empowerment through climate action, engaging women in sustainability initiatives can enhance resilience and more effective climate solutions. Solutions for climate challenges in the UAE: sustainable water management, invest in innovative irrigation techniques and rainwater harvesting to reduce dependency on desalination, promote water conservation campaigns to educate communities on efficient water use. Climate resilient agriculture, develop and promote drought-resistant crop varieties suited for arid conditions, support local farmers with training on sustainable practices and climate adaptation. Urban planning and infrastructure, implement green infrastructure initiatives to mitigate urban heat and manage stormwater, enhance public transportation, and promote energy efficient buildings designed to reduce emission. Climate awareness and education, launch community awareness programs to highlight the importance of climate action, integrate climate education into school curricula to foster a culture of sustainability from a young age. And finally, the UAE faces climate challenges like rising temperature and water scarcity, which disproportionately affect women, especially in rural areas. Effect solutions require sustainable water management, climate resilience, agriculture, and empowerment women in decision making. Any questions?
Somebody of your the idea you're going to awareness training or what's your going to implement?
Thank you for your question. We are actually here for raising awareness about the climate, how it affects on the gender and on different genders like women and men.
What to reach the women and the other women? Or how you going to reach that?
So we will be making a foster message to the people in education field to reach out for the younger community of the people, so they can have awareness about it from a young age. Thank you.
Have you implemented this? Did you make a user interface or yeah?
I'm sorry?
Did you make any user interface?
No, we actually didn't. We just made a presentation for this to reach out for more audience.
Thank you, Socrates 4. Our next presenters will be Ham 2. Ham 2. Okay, moving on. The next team, SPC.
في روح يخدم المصطلح ايش يبدأ قولي له كده what is she like this? This is good. But غلط. I need my phone. This is not open. An answer. Yeah. Thank you for having me. While Earth's atmosphere and magnetosphere allow adequate protection for us on the ground, astronauts in space are subject to potentially lethal dosages of radiation. However, it does affect the technological systems that we have up in space. Actually, Amy, I'm glad you asked, because my team and I have been working on this exact problem. Our challenge is to use NASA data to create a visual representation that tells our story of the May 2024 solar events. For this exact issue, we created NASA, an online website that is meant to help students and interested individuals to acknowledge and understand solar activities and more specifically the events of May of 2024. Our website deals with our given challenge in the most modern way possible, by generating AR. You see, Amy's website itself was made in an AI web builder called Framer. And we've come to learn that AI is a shortcut to the plethora of stuff in always. So we modified the homepage to fit our concept and logo. Then we continued to modify down the slides and we added the time map of the events that occurred this year. Moving on from that, the user will be able to find answers for any questions or doubts using our own AI-generated chat box that we like to call the SAN. Our writers thought it was best to follow with an additional info segment to further illuminate the reader, and finally a group of the most viral questions with our scientific explanations as appropriate answers. We built Taqaf to utilize it as a tool for education, and we hope that young minds never forget the events of May 2024 after using our website. Taqaf, we create to illuminate. AI generated. Also, the website for AI generated by an AI.
Thank you for your presentation. Any animation is there or only how the level of generative AI giving any visual tags when you're writing? My question. So my question is that whenever you have make information, but when you have information or
Some facts about it that understand because the reason was fun. We asked, oh, what sort of period did you send them? Um, and it's yeah. Wonderful. Next we would have a teacher.
Interesting. No problem.
that's how I don't find it. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ash today. I'm here today for a story on how the different today how when we to our planet take up maybe hours experiment from our area that would be good.
So guys,
Our challenge is to use climate data to create an insightful story which gives or which communicates the impact of climate change for the. The focus is it's focused to keep it very simple, more user friendly, and more understandable, more readable. The main purpose of this is to raise awareness among people about climate their life.
So now we go why did we choose this channel? So this video you see here is the carbon dioxide and the carbon monoxide emissions over the UAE for the past 1 year. So maybe after 5 or 10 years, the entire it can be very hard. So now the carbon ones, the rising global temperature, the increasing water level, and the intensity, weather condition, and the migration of the plants and sorry, and migration of the animals and birds. Now the plan is to take an interactive app and an augmented reality software to see the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide emissions. So we can right? I can now I see in this area. So maybe after 5 years, this area will look like so and so. That is like an idea. So then our framework, our data collection, we can get from our open source software, like mainly from Sentinel-2, and then this software, the analysis we use this machine learning, and then the artificial intelligence with the geospatial tools, then storytelling. So for each person, the story will be different. For me in Dubai, it will be a different story because the efficiency in Dubai. For my friend in the US will be a different story because for my friend the actions are different. So this story will change from person to person.
So I'm a bit short on. So this is the design layout. We have an app plan and a site plan. We'll be showing the graph of the emissions of the past years and we'll be showing the graph of emissions. And over here in my prototype, I put in the graph, extracted the graph, but we'll be using the formula to extrapolate the graph what the emissions will be in the next 5 years. And we'll also be showing, like you said, the individual emissions for each person based on the emission. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free.
Thank you, actually. It's very interesting, your app. I'm not sure how far you go with your app design. So basically, to get these types of, let's say, future inference, you need a certain mathematical model. Which mathematical models are you going to focus on? And also, are you going to take in consideration the, let's say, the natural, the climate change events that's caused by human interaction, or by even the unexpected? And what if something unexpected happens? Will your app explain this? Also, when you say storytelling, what type of storytelling you are mentioning? Yeah.
So the mathematical model which we use is the regression model and the clustering model. So the main one and then the regression for different locations. Then the story will be really like, oh, and of course we know the story should have a happy ending, but here it can be a different one. So for me in this area, so I'm gonna stay in a certain area for the next 5 years. Implement implement masters in UAE. So I'm gonna stay in UAE for next 4 5 years. So I can see how will the area be after 5 years if the same rate of emission happens. Yeah. So for my friend in US, like what will be the story? And then each day based on the rate of emission, like or decreases, the story will change daily.
How far did you go with the app? And what was your timeline storytelling right now? Is it 10 months? Is it 1 month? Or is it since the start of the challenge?
So in terms of the app and how you run it, I'm just going to basic we want to work more on this. Work with my yes. And then after that, thanks.
Thank you, Lab Teacher. I'd like to welcome our next presenters, stellar coders.
ايوه اللي هيقدمه هيكون على البراوزر. اوكي اوكي No. في براوزر نرجع تاني. بس في براوزر هذا المايك اوكي. Hi everybody, I'm Nihad. I'm the creator of the Stellar Coders project. This project basically solves a problem that we face in the community, which is that the students and educators can't be engaging with the space information and like that. So I created a solution for that problem by creating a platform that improves the engaging between the students and educators and their information about the space. Let's say space info. I used some data from NASA to get and analyze them as analytics in my website. I created the website with the solar systems, even though there's a section for the hazardous asteroids. I will you now live them. Okay, so as you can see, the
already fine.
Okay, so basically, as you can see, this is my platform, which includes the information about every planet. Also, there is some metrics that provide the information about the planets. Once you click on a specific planet, it shows the planet facts. Also, there is a hazardous asteroids section to talk about the hazardous asteroids and their rate of danger that may affect in the future. My main goal to integrate and engage the educators and the new learners to be used to the space info so they can take out and have more info and general info in general.
thank you for your nice presentation. You could design a web application. So, tell me about this data and how you validated this data.
Okay, for the resources, I used some of NASA researches, which is provided on science.nasa.gov, which is the official NASA website, and I gain some data and make my researches and conclude them in a website view in a way that it's interactive and you mean that's simple and easy, as simple so the educators can get it as easy as possible. And I used HTML, CSS for the and JavaScript. For the JavaScript libraries, I use Vue and Text.js. Also, for the hosting, I use Firebase. For the development tool, I use Firebase. For some of the fonts, I used the Google API fonts. No master.
Does your website include any, for example, for the educators to use as resume activities or all the information?
Okay, basically the website includes information in a way that's similar to the activities and similar to something fun. We created that by having some motion effects and using some interactive photos using animation and like that. Okay. You're most welcome. Thanks.
Our next speech for the day.
هذا مش عارف مين انا ما اعرفش بس انا طلعت بس انه عايش
Hello. Hello.
Give one. Greetings to everyone. Greetings to everyone here. We present to you Orbit Space. Our challenge is to create an interactive web app that is embedded in a web page and displays bodies such as planets, near-Earth asteroids, and near-Earth comets, and potentially hazardous objects. The defining features of our app is that we have every single near-Earth object in our app. Moreover, we also have educational information about each and every object, and we also have real-time data and future data. So like if there is a potential hazard in the future, we can track the particular object that goes around or an object that is happening right now, and you can check the orientation of the object, its orbital characteristics, and much more. So we would now like to show our app. Our website is accessible on orbitspace.ampere.com. This is our landing page. So this is a very minimalistic landing page. So now when you click on the Explore Array button, it redirects to this page. Yes, this is our array. What it does is it's a model of the solar system, including every single near object in the solar system, and that's near object. So let's try clicking on one of the near Earth objects.
this is an asteroid. So what it does, it gives is this is real-time data about its orbital period, its inclination, its orbital velocity, the altitude, and etc. And moreover, it also has a fast forwarding feature. So we can fast forward in time and track the orbit of the asteroid and how far, like what time will it reach the Earth, and if it's a potential hazard. And so this is also an it provides a picture education experience. So and to emphasize on that, it has every single object. It even has the Tesla Roadster, which was launched by Elon Musk in 2018 to space, which we can see here. Here, this is the Tesla Roadster on the map of the solar system. As you can see here. So the planets which are there. Now, what sets us apart? If you see other applications, they're mostly just static arrays, or array is dynamic. Like we have, it's interactive for the user. It's not just like a boring image with statistic data. It has like human readable, which an average user can even know what the information is about. Moreover, like it has colorful, like visual pictures of what the object is, and it's real time. So if you see other arrays on the past, they update like every day. Like they'll be just static images. So what you can see here, it's like interactive and live, so you can move fast forward what you see in the future and what happens now. So to develop this, we used tools such as 3JS for the 3.js for the 3D aspects of it, then Tween.js for the animation, and for space agency data, we've used the.
Okay, thank you for your nice presentation and the topic. And my first question, is there any option for live tracking of any particular satellites or
Yeah, that's what we are. You can see
live
that.
tracking is already.
Well, let's see. Yeah, you can see this is today. This is UTC. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is right now.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah, so every single object, like this is asteroids, but we can also the Tesla Roadster, for example, that was sent by Elon Musk in 2018.
so how you're integrating your publicly available data into your process, which API?
We're using the NASA's API from the NASA JPL SSP API. Yeah, the solar system dynamics and the small body database.
Thank you. How will you validate that?
Hassan?
How you will validate the data?
This data is provided by the space agency, so we have the confidence that the data provided by a space agency should be accurate. So we not manipulated what data we receive from the space agency. It's exactly what space agency. Our role here is to make like space agency data. When you see it, it's just like graphs and data. It's not very appealing to the average user. What our role here is to make it accessible to every single, even the common person would love to see. And defining like you don't need a laptop or a high-end device to view it. You can just view it on your phone. Yeah.
Basically, you're just creating a platform, like a map for all satellites or foreign objects.
Yeah, every single foreign object in the solar system.
So what's the importance of that? Why do you think? Just to say, feed the interest of the public.
That we have multiple reasons. One of this is to appeal to the common user and it educates them because we provide information about the objects. And secondly, it can also be an insight into potential hazards that can occur in the future. Like there are, we've heard like over several times that like the media they give overhype the objects that come near the Earth, but in reality, they won't actually crash. It's just going to pass by. So we can view that. So we can verify because news channels they want clickbait. So,
Next one, we have center sketch.
Where? Awesome. Just try to replug it. Mhm. Can you do it through your tab? Hello? Okay. Hello. Okay, I'm Sudarshan and I'll run you through Scanner Sketch, which is basically a learning app for kids. So the problem is that we have to engage young minds in space science. And the challenge that I chose is Chronicles of Exospace Exploration. The problem is 50% of high school students already lose interest in STEM. So there's no point in teaching them that they're not interested in. And the bigger buildup is that 9.8 million jobs are waiting for us young adults by 2030. And our education fails to fill it. Now the solution is simple, okay? So it's an app which basically uses your creativity to teach you. So as a kids, we all know kids love drawing and they love sketching and stuff like that. Now why don't we transform the sketch that they do into their AR partner? So it could be their augmented reality friend. So this friend could teach me whatever I want to learn. So here's how our app works. So you create, that means you draw, and then we animate the drawing, and then you explore whatever you want to explore with the drawing, and then you learn. Now here's the technology that we use, which is AI, then 3D modeling, because we have to make the 2D drawing into a 3D drawing, and then AR, and then also interactive learning, which is basically gamified learning. It's like a game. Now, here's the process. So you see that drawing over there? That's a drawing I did today morning. So then we run it through Google Lens, which basically gives us a keyword of what the drawing is. So now it gave me a keyword called robot. Now I go to the Excel doc and then it searches for the prompt I need for it. So robot has a separate prompt so that I can beautify it in a robotic way. And then I run it through a AI image generator and it beautifies the image and it gives me this image right there. And then now I take this 2D image and I make it 3D. So there is another AI for that called Cadence 3D AI. So now it makes it into 3D and I'll show you the result. Okay, the video. Just the video might be laggy because it's a demo. Here's the video of how that game works. So right now it's teaching us about the sun, and I don't have much information on the sun, so it teaches you about how hot is the sun on the top layer and how hot is the sun on the bottom layer. And this is basically the friend that you drew on your notebook. So imagine you as a kid drawing like a teddy bear, and the teddy bear is teaching you. And that's it. Next is one second. The slide is not moving. Okay. So the target audience is children's, then the parents who are ready to teach their kids, and then educators, and also institution. This could be a school, this could be a museum. Maybe museum could have it as like a small workshop.
And then the next is our future impact, which is basically revolutionize education, and then STEM skill development and future innovators. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Okay, the point here, you are just taking this point, you convert into an amazing 3D animation with the help of so what is because you are different model of existing AI tools. So
Yeah.
what will be our creativity in this?
The creativity instance from my part, from
As the yeah.
oh,
user.
okay. You are the mastermind. So whatever you draw is there, not what the AI is doing. The AI is just beautifying your image. Maybe like because it's a kid, right? Maybe your kid is 5 years old. For him, teddy bear might be one line and then one face and then two lines here and there. So this, what happens is this drawing then gets identified. So the Google Lens tells you it's a bear. So now the bear is going to the Excel sheet. It will trace for the bear and then it will find the AI prompt. So now this prompt will make your this dot and then line into an actual bear. So then it's more beautiful. Now your child could look at the same drawing but in a more beautiful way. So that the whole learning experience becomes better. And that's why you're the mastermind and you're the creative mind over here.
The challenges are related to NASA, NASA App Challenge. What you mentioned here, this app could be applicable for other type applications. How can you make this app more specific to, let's say, space exploration? Like right now, this type of this app, you can participate in any other competition with the same idea, with the same concept. What makes yours unique to this?
So the challenge that I chose is Chronicle of Exospace Exploration, and it's basically their NASA's telling us you have to make kids learn. Now we've seen so many people present, and we've seen a lot of ideas come in, but all the ideas weren't visualized. They were mostly a more complex visualization where there's more text to read for a kid. Now, how could a 5-year-old or 6-year-old go through this? He needs someone as a friend to be in the app and guiding him. And one of the closest that friend he could have is his own imagination. Now we are giving his in own imagination a place. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Our next team is Earth 675.
A lot of yapping went into face. Oh, that's because I revised my short notes. Oh, sorry. You-
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ajay, and I'm from Team Zoris 675. Today, we are going to explore on how to make our Zoris B675 into a chemosynthetic planet, along with my companions, Joshin and Hridya. So come on, guys, let's go on adventure.
Now, the first thing about all is
most people understand by looking at a video or a picture rather than by looking at text. Like if you presented like current NASA data and text from many people, they would understand. So our main idea for today's lecture is a simulation or a 4 second video. And for that we can actually learn.
So, so this ocean world, so naturally you have different atmospheric pressures and pressure all many some animals can be found in the
and other organisms are able to access the hydrogen supply, using energy that can be used to produce organic compounds. Now, as the chemical synthesis, geological composition, hydrothermal vents, and volcanic activity, and reservoir deposits. So, I'm going to talk about hydrothermal vents. So, the ocean floor is mainly due to hydrothermal vents, complicated fluids that occur in an ecosystem. The next we talk about the volcanic activity. It's like when ongoing volcanic activity shapes the fluid with diverse geological features and providing heat and chemical energy to the ocean body. Next, we talk about mineral-rich deposits. The ocean floor harbors valuable mineral deposits such as rare earth metals and precious metals, which are formed by the unique geological process.
So, do you have any questions?
I can see some pretty modeling up here. You can hear me now, probably. And what I understand, you are just trying to demonstrate some of the chemical or let's say biological interactions or reactions in 3D. That's the objective.
Yes, that's exactly our object.
Okay, and by demonstrating that through 3D design, what message are you telling the students to help them visualize it for the visualization, or they can create mostly after class some inventions and solutions? Because what we focus here is to focus on concepts, let's say, facts, and these facts are demonstrated by 3D. What's your next step after that?
So, after this, our next step is that we can actually teach people using. Then we can ask them to visualize how they would hypothetical world like this would look like how the creatures in it would look like. This is our imagination of the world. Now, our next step would be to ask like the wider public, how will they imagine? So in this way, it's a learning experience as well. And then in a way, it's also a general collection. Like what do most people think like a chemosynthetic world will be? Because anyway, even if there's like any bacteria, it's still alien. So
why did you spend your presentation explaining concepts rather than explaining why you are demonstrating how to use these concepts? Like the whole presentation, what I think is that you've seen some terms like terms and very different. Instead of going to the core idea. Is there a reason of why you focus on these definitions?
yes, there is a reason. Because rather than just jumping directly into the topic, we actually want to provide a base.
Like if you jump directly into the topic, okay, it will be beneficial for them now. They'll understand it now. But in the future, like they can't use it if they're going for like higher study. They can't just show 3D models and say, like, this is how life will look like. They need scientific base for it. And the scientific base is what you call scientific technology.
Our next team as SSD.
So
So hello everyone, my name is Zabi from Data School. Today we have a partner, Dima Alpha from University of Dubai, contributing to our project and SSP. Okay, the content of our project here is we will go through problem statement, solution, target audiences, impact and visual of the solution. And the problem statement is that as you know that as you are in the look that NASA is working most of the time has been working on research in expo planets, and also it becomes limited to only NASA. So expo planet research is restricted and limited to only for NASA, and it's limited resources and data accesses. So the solution of that is we have a box by the name of MSSD that is called the Mars Sample Simulation Devices. It's a revolutionary approach of planetary science. This box, we get a sample of sand and water from NASA, and we put it in the box, and also we have a small a digital device like microscope. It's simple and easy to use, and it's also inside the box and for experiment, and also we have simulation alongside of the sample and digital device in the box that it's portable, and we sell it for targeted audiences. And our targeted audiences are astrobiologists, environmental scientists, universities which has astro space programs, and private space companies. And the main impact of this portable box is that it fosters collaboration among various fields of various fields, and also engage private companies to invest more on space in space or aerospace fields, and also it fosters diverse perspective and innovative ideas in research, especially, and also it promotes inclusively in space research. And the sample of the that we get from the NASA is the sand and water of Mars, especially because it searches more on the Mars of sand and the water. And it's the prototype of the simulation and digital device.
So the Mars Sample Simulation Device, or the MCDD, is the device of sand and water and Mars. And to provide real-time data and advice to your scientists and their assistants in experiments. See, this is the prototype, and this is how the device will be. So your sample there, and the gravity and ignition is the results and the output. It also can give you the color of each element and each element, and it's hard for you the comparison between the element in Earth and Mars. Also give you the 3D model and support. And also have a helper like A or Alexa.
Any question?
Question?
Thank you for your presentation. So, for understanding, you have some samples and and you're testing it in the and have you done its comparison with the how it's different from what is normal science and what's as a part of the space when how it's going to be impacts or what's the next phase even if you also you analyze it.
Yeah, it's mostly related to to promote the research that it's limited to not only NASA. So whenever they get a sample of real water and sand of the Mars, and then we experiment on it, and then this simulation compare the elements, each elements of the NASA, the Mars, and with elements that exist in the Earth, and it gives the output, and it has a comparison between it.
Such work is already done by the NASA and what is the innovative things from your side?
From our side is that the box is portable, and it's we can sell it for targeted audiences that search more about the elements and the sun and water exist in the Mars. From other perspective of out of the NASA as well, they have innovative ideas and other side of research about the sample set.
Thank you for example.
For all the research, you have your own research. About the Mars, you can have your own research and you can help you with the device to help you with your research.
Because it's restricted to only NASA and it's not accessible for other sectors like only NASA and some private companies will search on a sample. So it's like to bring out of the NASA, have innovative ideas whenever you search about it. Thank you.
GHG space.
What will I put here? Test. Hello. Okay. Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody, my name is Amr Abdulaziz, creator of GHG. Our challenge was to map anthropogenic or human-caused emissions and natural sources of greenhouse gas emissions. So GHG stands for greenhouse gas, and SCAPE stands for the feeling that you can feel in a particular place because of its smell, taste, whatever. It's very apt for greenhouse gases because it changes the environment of our globe. Now, most people dismiss climate change by saying that the Earth cycles between hot and warm climates all the time. While this is true, and those are caused by natural causes, as in the last few decades, humans have actually affected this change drastically. This climate variance, it's ununiformly for the last few decades. So my website, my project, GHGscape, you can see it on my website. You can go right here, amraziz.com/GHGscape. You can view it on your phone if you want right now. So we can, let's say, we can take, for example, net primary production, which is from natural sources. It's carbon produced and stored by plants. So it will only be from natural sources. So let's take an example here. You can see in India, rainforest, Sri Lanka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, or you can see the Amazon rainforest here in South America. It's very red. That means there's a lot of emission from the plants, carbon dioxide, carbon. There's also methane production. Now, if we go to some human-caused CO2 emissions, for example, fossil fuels, That's what this one measures. We click here. We can see there are cities here on the outer edge of Amazon rainforest. We can see that there's a lot of emissions from there. Like you can see it's blue there, but there's almost no data in the Amazon rainforest because it's mostly tribes. If you go to India here, you can see there are cities in India producing a lot of greenhouse gas emissions, fossil fuel emissions. But if you go back to the plants, you can see it's only at the tip because that's where the water is and that's where most of the plants are. Now, you can also increase the resolution. So if you go back to the Amazon rainforest, increase the resolution a little bit, we can see there's some, wait, it's still loading, takes some time. It's just higher resolution. Now you can see some cities here, maybe small tribes or something producing few greenhouse gas emissions. Now, what I used was, I used the 13 data sets that NASA gave from the US Greenhouse Gas Center. So when you open up the website, this is the XML file you get. And so they have a bunch of tiles in this format. So you get one tile like this, for example. It's a 2D image. So my project, it uses the 2D image and maps it to the 3D globe using Mercator projection. So you can like just change the link here, say go to 10, and that will show the previous tile. And my website just maps all of this and increases the quality and all that. You can see the code here. It's just HTML. I just coded on my own. It uses React, HTML, JavaScript. I use 3JS and globe.jl, which is a React module for rendering my website. Okay, thanks. Any questions?
Thank you for that presentation and your presentation.
Yes, yes.
And you integrated.
Yes.
And in your book, you mentioned about the greenhouse gas. So have you able to validate the growth, the difference in the last 10 years? What is the impact? Have you done any studies?
Not yet, because I have to first map all the 13 data sets. I've only mapped 4 so far. I'm working on it. So later I'll plan to do some graphs, but I think it will be a bit of an issue because, for example, the net prime production, they measure it differently, and the resolution of the net prime production is way lower than the fossil fuel production. So we can't for the fossil fuels, you can go to cities and see how much UA is producing, for example. But for the net primary production, we can only see like what a large forest is producing. So it'll be hard to compare them. You can't compare them directly.
The benefit is that if you have a data for the last many years, so even if you have a model for the predictions, how it's going to be in future.
This is actually the last few years. This data is actually the average of the last few years.
Average, but based on this data, is it possible for you to predict or
no,
the recommendations?
I cannot predict accurately because I can claim that I can predict, but I cannot. I feel like researchers would be better using this data to predict on their own. I can make a simple rudimentary graph if you want, but I cannot predict the future.
And your data is up to what resolution? Accuracy up to what level?
If I remember, 1 second, I had written it down. It should be here somewhere. For example, net prime production, the spatial resolution is 0.1 degree by 0.1 degree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And now for our last theme, study of exoplanes.
already done. Yeah. So this is the basic understanding of the study of exoplanets for kids. So, how do we detect exoplanets? So we here are some of the methods to detect exoplanets. So there is transit method, gravitational microlensing, and direct imaging. So if you ask what is transit method, it is the slight dimming of a star as a planet passes in front of it. When this happens, we can see a dimming and we can locate the planet. So gravitational microlensing is when a star passes in front of another star and its light bends there and making another distant star appear. And so this reveals the exoplanet. Direct imaging is when it takes pictures of an exoplanet blocking star. And from here we can locate the exoplanet too. Studies. So now there is surface condition and atmospheric studies. Surface conditions is like the planet is habitable to, like if there's enough oxygen or there's enough water or good atmosphere. So these are the surface conditions that need to be there in order for the to be considered a living, like habitable exoplanet. Atmospheric studies are scientists that study exoplanets to find molecules in the atmosphere, like to find what the atmosphere is made of and what the planet is made of. And this is done through a method called a spectroscopy. Challenges. So one of the main challenges I would say is like the vast distance between exoplanets, and this actually makes it very difficult to do it because it's already very difficult to to find out the exoplanets because it's quite far away from the solar system itself. So then this vast distance makes it even more farther. So this makes it difficult than it is already is. So now it talks about what does the NASA does about the exoplanet exploration. So how do they do it? So NASA researchers and scientists, they look at the exoplanets and they look at the exoplanets and especially the exoplanets that sustain life and is habitable. They try to understand how the planets like they interact between each other and the info and the formation and growth because you want to know how the planets interact between each other because there has been quite I have researched and there has been incidents where the planets have had collisions with each other, which is called as planet cataclysm. No?
Okay, I will try to recommend. Again, your focus is scientific positive. And like the pre-definitions of what NASA and what this, right? I think that going to the core idea itself of why, of what's your main idea about
Yes. So my main idea is here is to give a basic understanding for kids, basic understanding for kids because many middle schoolers like or smaller ones don't actually know this space and they need to know. So this PowerPoint presentation I made is just for middle school kids to understand basic information, core stuff on exoplanets and space, outer space.
What's your ideas, your app in that case? Educational app, maybe for an educational app here.
I made a website, but it doesn't seem to be working right now. I actually sent it, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that website is actually
your website is focused on the exoplan,
it's the same as a PowerPoint, but then it is posted public, so then the students can see and they can learn the core stuff to about this one because like I said, this is for the basic understanding only. It's not advanced level, only basic understanding. So because you need to know the core stuff before you go for advanced level. So this is just giving the core stuff only.
We have one more thing left, hybridization.
I just hold it. I hold this. Oh, yeah. What? Hello judges, my name is Sami Gujama. I had to make an honorary app, and today I'll be showing you my project for education. So educators often find the challenge of making difficult topics like space physics more engaging without overwhelming the students. That's the challenge. So the solution is Asteroid Mania. So Asteroid Mania is a groundbreaking interactive game that transforms the principles of orbital mechanics into an amazingly fun adventure. So with its vibrant graphics, Astronomania invites students to step into a universe where learning feels less like a chore and more like a mission to the stars. So what sets Astronomania apart from the other games? So Astronomania is rooted in real life physics. So we made sure to use speed and distance values that were proportional to the actual values we find in the NASA database. So since we are satisfied with the speed distance, we can say that this project is based on Kepler's equation of orbital velocity. So here's a prototype. So we can see how the end user interacts with the UI. So I made this prototype using Pygame and the math library and the random library. And we can see, for example, that the distances are set out differently, since that is how the distances are. They're not perfectly symmetrical in terms of distance. So we can see how the distances are proportional to the real values. So another idea is, this is just a prototype. So another idea we want to implement is a second chance for the users. So for example, after collision with the asteroids, the users will have a second chance to continue with their score by being asked a question related to what they're saying. So for example, are the planets accelerating? If they answer correctly, then they'll be able to go on with their game. If not, then they'll have to try again. So another idea we want to implement is further push the usage of NASA's database by naming these asteroids. And we want to set out levels. So harder levels will have more difficult questions for the second chance questions. And of course, the spawn rate for the asteroids will be more. So together, let's make astrophysics the epitome of interest within students. Thank you.
For your presentation, so your core idea from this, you want to make an interactive games or you want to engage students with them.
Yes.
And for this one, have you written any demo gaming or any platform you're going to use it?
Yeah, so this prototype I made using Pygame. So obviously it's going to be very flexible, since Pygame is a widely used framework, and it's feasible since we can easily scale it up to the usage of like many students.
Okay, so this basically this is one of the game like teaching planet. What for objective?
So basically, the user has to shoot down the rockets.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and if like the number of rockets he shoots
like the score will go up. And of course, if the rocket touches one of the planets, then it's either he has a second chance with a question he'll be asked, like as I mentioned before, or if he answers the question wrongly, then yeah, he'll have to try again.
You mentioned Kepler's law. Is this related to the way you find the game? Is this how, or the question is not related to some, foundation, physics law?
The questions will be related to everything they're going to be seeing. So Newton's laws, Kepler's laws, and I also want to add a menu where they'll be able to choose what they want to see. So for example, if they want to see the gravitational force between two planets, then they'll be able to click like planets, like for example Mars and Venus, and then they'll be able to see at that specific moment what the force, the gravitational force will be.
Comes to an end. As we wrap up this competition, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the teams for their hard work and dedication. A special thanks to our judges for their invaluable time and insight and guidance. Can we have a round of applause for everyone? We wish all the teams best of luck as you await the results, which will be announced via Gmail after October 9th. Before we conclude, we'd love to capture this amazing moment that we've had with a final group picture. So if all the teams can join on stage along with the judges, that would be really. Thank you.